que la mano de Viveca, toda la vuelta vamos a dar. Vení, vení, canta conmigo, que un amigo vas a encontrar, que la mano de Viveca.
90 days left until the opening day of the 2020 MLS season, and owners David Beckham and Jorge Mas pay a visit to the quickly growing and ambitious Inter Miami CF Stadium. In just 8 months, droves of construction workers will have to build an 18,000 seat stadium and a 50,000 square feet training facility that will be second to none in Major League Soccer. To some, it may seem ambitious. To others, it may seem downright impossible. But to the Inter Miami ownership group, it's just another brick in the wall in the culture they plan to build in South Florida.
We were here 4 or 5 months ago, and even I was telling, and I believe that anything can happen if you work hard. But I looked out and I thought, wow, this needs to be built really quick. And March the 14th, when our team steps out, and it is our team, you know, this is a dream that I had quite a few years ago, but it's been made reality by you guys. I think the proudest moment will be when we see our homegrown talent step out onto the field, and you've played a part in making that happen. The fact that we're going to have young kids that are going to be from Miami, from your Miami, and I think for me, being an East End London boy, to be part of this family now, to be part of an ownership group that has the vision and the passion and the dedication that's been shown, I'm very proud of that.
We're going to go up their stands. We'll have the VIP area here. We'll just walk across, and then we'll just...
You will always have a place and a home here. You will always be part of this building. You will always be part of what made Inter Miami a reality and happening. Because if you don't finish this project like you're doing, this team would not be real, would not be playing on March 14th of 2020. So on behalf of my family, team owners, the rest of Major League Soccer, listen, thank you. Because you've done miracles, and without you it wouldn't be possible, and we do recognize the importance of what you've done here.
The stadium and training facility are not the only things taking shape. 35-year-old veteran goalkeeper Luis Robles tours the site with his family after signing for Inter Miami.
When Paul and Nikki and Kurt invited me down, I didn't know what to expect, especially with it being an expansion team. And from the moment I stepped out of the car in that space where you have the former Lockhart Stadium and the training facility, you could see that they mean business, and that this project is not only going to be an exciting project in Major League Soccer, but globally.
Robles is the latest player to be attracted to the growing culture that is forming in South Florida, as he joins a list of talented footballers recruited by sporting director Paul McDonough. The keeper joins Inter Miami's first ever designated player and creative Argentine midfielder Matias Pellegrini. Pellegrini is accompanied by his fellow countryman and promising striker Julian Carranza, who made the move to South Florida from Banfield. Along with the two Argentine youngsters, Robles joins Inter Miami's expansion draft pick, They Win, as well as MLS veteran Victor Ulloa.
Ulloa,
drive from distance. Oh, what a rocket!
And Venezuela's under-20 national team captain, Christian Macoun. With the stadium now quickly progressing and the roster filling out, the time has come for IMCF's leadership group to appoint a head coach. Several different coaches were linked to the job, but IMCF's leadership group knew it was going to take someone special. Someone who knew what it was like to lift a trophy. Someone bold enough to take on the challenge. And someone who could bring a real spark to the Magic City.
Miami, at long last, gentlemen, finally has their first ever head coach. It is none other than Diego Alonso, the 44-year-old Uruguayan.
Buenas tardes a todos. En primer lugar, agradecer a Jorge y a Paul por la confianza, por haber tenido la distinción de haber dado la distinción de ser el entrenador del Inter de Miami. Sinceramente es un orgullo, es un honor pertenecer a este club, por los valores, por la ambición, por los sueños que tiene el club y como digo yo siempre, los grandes soñadores nunca cumplimos los sueños, los superamos, así que iremos en búsqueda de eso.
Así es.
Building a culture won't happen overnight. With 38 days left until opening day in Los Angeles, there's an awful lot of work that needs to be done. With a brand new roster and training staff, the first few days of pre-season kick off with the one thing Diego promised from day one: intensity.
My impressions of Diego so far is that he's a really intense guy. He's really passionate about the game and he's a winner. He wants to win. He made that clear from day one. Our first meeting with him, he said he was here to win and that was the most important thing. So I think the message is loud and clear for all the guys that are here, for us to prepare to win and to win.
In order to win, however, the team will not just need to learn to adapt to Diego's philosophy, they'll also need a ferocious shot stopper in between the sticks to fend off the quick and hungry goal scorers in and around MLS. And Diego knows the perfect man to lead the keepers, former Argentine international Sebastian Saha.
First time I spoke to Sebastian on the phone, I felt like he's a very sensible guy, a very likable guy, and he puts at the utmost priority the feeling of the goalkeepers. So it's not just what he wants to accomplish that day, what's on his agenda. He wants to get a sense of where guys are at. And then from there, he wants to make us better goalkeepers. And I appreciate everything that he's done so far. And the work has been difficult, the work has been hard, but it's preseason, it's to be expected. Preseason's a grind, it's getting all that rust off that accumulated during the off season, and if anything, I'm ready to work, I want to work, and he's been there every step of the way, making sure that the work is effective, efficient, and pushing all of us in the right direction for that first game.
The team now looks to be shaping up, much to the boss's liking. However, the afternoon session is spoiled with the sad news that one of Inter Miami's first signings, forward Julian Carranza, seems to have picked up an injury. The injury doesn't seem to faze the always smiling and optimistic young Argentine though. As he begins his rehabilitation, the injury makes way for another striker to rise to the occasion.
You're on the clock. Give us the name. Who is the #1 overall pick in this 2020 MLS Super Draft?
We are going to select Robbie Robinson from Clemson University.
Robbie Robinson, it is. You can hear some of the reactions. We do have cameras embedded in. It has become increasingly harder, has it not, for forwards to make an immediate impact out of the draft.
They're not relying on Robbie Robinson day one to come in here and be their number 9. But injuries can happen. He can fill in the gaps.
The sharp 21-year-old scored 24 goals for the Clemson Tigers last year, but the jump to Major League Soccer will not be an easy one. He'll have to fight the 27-year-old Colombian Juan Agudelo for the starting position. Juan has found the back of the net 41 times in his MLS career and brings years of experience. The battle for the top spot on March 1st will be an arduous one for both of these strikers. As the days count down to March 1st, back home, the race against the clock to finish the stadium continues. Inter Miami's CF Stadium has made great progress since December. Owners Jorge Mas and David Beckham revisit the site as excitement continues to grow just 2 months now before the first kickoff. As the owners now cast their eyes on the stadium, sporting director Paul McDonough has his eye on a defensive midfielder in Columbus.
Down, does well. Played the 16th corner of the night. Short! Trap! The choice! Are you kidding?
The former Columbus Crew captain makes his way to sunny South Florida to meet up with his new teammates and coaches and become the first signing of several to join the roster during camp.
I'm so excited to be a part of the beginning of something, to be at the ground floor of what will be an amazing club, and it already is showing that it's an amazing club.
Shortly after the addition of Trapp, the team travels back to Fort Lauderdale to train at their brand new facility for the very first time.
New at 5, Miami's new MLS soccer team holds its first practice at its new training site.
It's yet another sign that its debut on the soccer field is fast approaching.
Two big acquisitions for the team are under-23 Colombian Andres Reyes, who joins into Miami on loan from Atlético Nacional, and Scottish winger Lewis Morgan also joins from Celtic.
I'm excited about the philosophy. I truly think Diego has a wonderful mind for details, for attacking football and coaching the team in a way that's clear. It's exciting, it's high tempo, it's high energy, it's aggressive, but it's also controlled. The guys are hungry, they're humble, they work hard, and the culture is being built one step at a time, and you can really see the fruits that are coming from it already.
Baby, you're a perfect man. I wanna get in. Can I get in? So I say, I like the way you work it. Hey!
As the team approaches their final leg of pre-season, the transfer rumours begin to heat up.
Inter Miami still does not have a superstar designated player. That doesn't mean that they aren't working on it.
Llega a Miami Rodolfo Pizarro.
Jueves Rodolfo Pizarro
viajó. De Europa vamos a escuchar las palabras de Rodolfo Pizarro, nuevo futbolista del Inter Miami.
The arrival of Pizarro just before their pre-season trip to Tampa will give both him and the team time to get familiar.
Muy positivo, con muchas ganas de que ya empiece esto. He visto las instalaciones, he visto el uniforme, todo, desde el escudo. Creo que es muy bonito, y pues con mucha ilusión, muy motivado de que empiece y que nos empiece a ir muy bien.
With a pre-season match against Philadelphia Union tonight, the team now looks to sharpen up as March 1st creeps closer and closer with every passing day.
La barrera la hace el winger, el extremo del lado. El número 1, Víctor. Número 2, Suet. Número 3, Torres. Número 4, Agudelo. Número 5, Nico. Al toque Pellegrini, por fuera Lee. ¿Está claro? Vamos. Mentality. Good mentality today. Good mentality.
Soccer fans, please welcome to the field Philadelphia Union and Inter Miami.
With the travelling supporters very eager to get a glimpse of their new DP, it didn't take long for the new signing to make his mark. On his first appearance for his new club, Pizarro scores.
Saw him coming, and he was going to have a better look at it than me, and I had confidence if I give it to him, he would put it away. I don't think we're trying to focus on one player right now, but you can clearly see he's got qualities, and he's going to help the team for sure.
The team showed glimpses of what they're capable of as Diego and his coaching staff take away several big positives from the match. Inter Miami will wrap up their final pre-season match against home team Tampa Bay Rowdies at the end of the week. This friendly against Tampa Bay is the last chance for the team to get game repetitions and a potential last chance for players to make an impression on the coaching staff. And although it's just a friendly, a win tonight could make the trip up for the travelling fans very worth it and could help carry some momentum going into the regular season. Striker Juan Agudelo picks up a small knock, and Diego wants to take no risks ahead of March 1st. And that opens the door for a 21-year-old out of Clemson University.
1, 2, 3, Miami!
The exhibition gave Inter Miami a taste of proper competition, under the lights and in front of supporters, but the confrontation only made them hungrier to face their first real challenge. With pre-season now behind them, the club entered match week 1 motivated and full of optimism.
Y bueno, esperemos ver en principio competitividad, intensidad, que podamos tomar el control del partido. Sabemos que nos vamos a enfrentar a un gran rival, pero bueno, es vernos también competir contra quizás el mejor equipo de los mejores equipos de la MLS. Vernos cuán lejos estamos de nuestra mejor versión, que necesitamos mejorar. Tenemos mucha ilusión en lo que va a ser la temporada y estamos ansiosos de que llegue ese día, de poder jugar por primera vez en la MLS.
You are Inter Miami. You are the heartbeat of this team, and I wanted to share, with you in this occasion that you guys have worked extremely hard over these last few weeks. With Diego and the coaching staff, we're very proud of the work that you've put in and the sacrifice. And I think Sunday is going to be a great day for the franchise. It's not about the wins, the losses, the ties, and where we are in the standings. It's about creating a culture, and a culture of making a difference and doing things the right way. Each and every one of you are here for a reason. You've been handpicked to be part of this team. Paul and Diego have a lot of faith in you. So
I want to say welcome. This is an exciting moment for me personally because I've been working on this for the last 7 years. So to see the whole team together, it's an exciting moment and an emotional moment because the excitement is there. I know the great work has been done by the coach, by the whole staff, by Paul, by Jorge, the excitement of being here in Miami, the excitement of what we've created, what we are going to create as a team, as a family, as individuals, but most importantly, as a family.
As the culture in and around the club really starts to take shape, the freedom to dream mantra, coined by Inter Miami's ownership group, embodies everything the club has overcome in the past years and is finally becoming a reality. The players took the training field on February 24th, knowing that not just LAFC awaited them in their first match, but also destiny.
I feel super excited for all of the soccer fans in South Florida. The dream of having MLS First Division soccer here is real.
You know, to physically be on our facility and to see the amazing work that's been done and what we've created here for the team and the players, it's a very proud moment for us. Well, to be honest, we've always said from day one, even when I started this 7 years ago, that it's a family. I think it's important that every player feels that, every member of staff feels that, and that's the way we run this club. You can tell that there's certain players that walk onto the field, onto the training field, onto the stadium, and they've got an aura about them and they've got a leadership about them, and you know, that's why he's our captain.
Luis Robles was presented with the captain's armband on Tuesday, becoming the first ever captain of the club.
I represent not just this team, but an entire community. And I think for me, that's something that's truly a privilege. And I feel very blessed to have this opportunity. It is just a game, right? At the end of the day, it's not as if this one game is going to mean the entire season for us. But when you step back and you look at the context of all of it, it's a really big moment.
Inter Miami CF Major League Soccer team finally plays its first match ever this weekend.
This team has been together now for just 5 weeks, and in 2 days, they're going to face the LAFC. The league testing David Beckham and Jorge Mas's club right out of the gate.
It has been a long time coming, right?
We've been waiting.
Well, we're finally ready to go. Inter Miami starts playing soccer 48 hours from now. Yes, it is on.
The stage was set for Beckham and company to finally unveil Inter Miami in front of a raucous LAFC crowd and more than 1,000 rollicking Inter Miami supporters who travelled some 2,700 miles from South Florida to witness history.
It's been a long time for David Beckham and the ownership group led by Jorge Mas to get to this point.
It's Inter Miami's big debut. The team will play its first game in Los Angeles in just a few hours.
Y estamos a punto de ver el debut el domingo 1 de marzo frente a Los Ángeles FC.
The atmosphere here is certainly enhanced by the presence of a good number of travelling supporters.
Very colourful and noisy backing for the league newcomers.
It'll be very interesting to see how they deal with this atmosphere. Diego Alonso in Miami came into this one saying, can they weather the storm, weather the atmosphere for 15, 20 minutes? They've done that.
And Robles to the rescue again. Oh, what a first contribution in brand new colours for Luis Robles.
Well, it wasn't the results Inter Miami CF fans were hoping for, but it was a performance supporters can certainly be proud of.
Sunday's game was a huge success in so many ways, considering what it took to get there.
Inter Miami showed real tenacity in LA, but fell short in the game. The club now turns its attention to DC United.
Feeling good, look good, feel good, kick good. What are you talking about? Nothing. That's half my problem.
The Miami Heat were in attendance for Inter Miami's second match against DC United at Audi Field.
Free punch today. Hay que ganar hoy, hay que ganar. Voy al palo, voy hasta el hueso. Voy. Hey, Víctor, hacemos daño cuando atacamos, Víctor.
When we attack, we hurt them.
Hacemos daño. Tenemos que terminar la jugada.
Let's finish the play.
Hay que hacer daño, hay que terminar la jugada.
Juntos son tres. 1, 2, 3.
And it's DC United not able to control that ball. Inter Miami on it again. It's Robinson, can go right. Robinson's still on it. Has a man on the left, a man on the right. He's going to do it alone. Goes right. Opportunity for the cross. It's in the back of the net from Pizarro. Goal!
Morgan y yo íbamos solos, a cualquiera de los dos que nos la pasara. Nos quedábamos solos, pero él siguió conduciendo, se burló a uno y ahí quedaba más el espacio. Yo pensé que me le iba a pasar a mí porque me iba solo, pero la abrió a Morgan y ahí piqué así con la esperanza de que me la centrara y sí me la centró y quedé para empujarlo.
Rodolfo Pizarro was never going to miss this chance. It's 1-0.
Sí, la verdad que muy contento. Creo que muchas veces el primer gol es el más difícil. Ahora que ya lo conseguimos, creo que vamos a meter muchos más y sí, en el grupo cayó muy bien. Anímicamente estamos fuertes y sabemos que vamos por buen camino.
While the club didn't come away with a win, the team showed a lot of growth, and Pizarro's mindset reflects the team's, that Inter Miami can be a tough play at home.
Sí, creo que la afición va a ser muy importante. Creo que nos va a alentar mucho, nos va a ayudar mucho a anímicamente crecer mucho. Creo que lo más importante siempre es que el equipo gane. Necesitamos los 3 puntos sí o sí. Con lo bien que estamos físicamente, creo que podemos hacer una fortaleza aquí el estadio también.
Back home, just 4 days before the home opener, Inter Miami CF Stadium is finally ready for action as the club hosts an open training session where the fans can get a preview of what March 14th will look like. And they were met with a strong message from Diego and club captain Luis Robles.
Thanks for coming. I am sure that together everything is possible. Everything is possible. Champion is possible. But we need together. Todo es posible. Podemos ser campeones, pero necesitamos estar juntos. Disfruten el entrenamiento y nos vemos el sábado. Enjoy the training. I see you Saturday.
Who in South Florida is ready for some soccer? I know these guys are. They've been working very hard and they're ready for Saturday. Are you guys ready? I hope in the first 2 games you can see what we're all about. This is a team that you can support, a team that has a lot of heart, that's going to fight for 90 minutes. And when we play on Saturday, we expect the same from our fans. 90 minutes of energy, of passion, and we're going to get 3 points together. Thank you very much, guys.
The home opener for Inter Miami will not happen this weekend. Major League Soccer announced it's suspending the season.
We've made a decision as a league this morning as owners that play will be suspended temporarily. Target on that is 30 days. So Inter Miami will not be playing its home opener this Saturday on March 14th. We look with optimism that we can continue building here in South Florida, anticipation for our team and our home opener at a date to be determined.
It is in times like these that we're all reminded as a group of people that football, or soccer, comes second to the well-being and safety of our community.
One thing to be in the community playing soccer, but it's another thing entirely to be of the community, and that's a huge important part of who we are and the makeup of who we are at Inter Miami CF. And I just hope for the families that are going through the situation that they are, they can find some sort of relief today. And it's a privilege and an honor to be a part of what's going on, and I'm just also happy to be a part of an organization that's willing to commit to the community the way that they have.
Nearly 2 months ago, the sports world shut down. Today, Major League Soccer took a first step towards a return.
These are voluntary individual training sessions, all done in strict compliance with health and safety guidelines. Inter Miami players are allowed back outside at the team's training facility.
It's been a breath of fresh air, truly, to be back, to see some of your teammates even though you're far away from them. Ultimately, we just want to be back on the field, and this is a small dose of it.
As players return to the facility for individual training, a familiar face emerged back onto the pitch for the first time since January.
Me sentí muy bien de volver a tocar la pelota, de estar más activo. Bueno, también muy agradecido al club y a la liga por darme la posibilidad de en este tiempo de poder seguir viniendo y recuperarme. No me acordaba de las medidas del arco, pero después del primer trabajo de definición me sentí bien y pude invocar alguna.
When Inter Miami's ownership group set out to bring football back to South Florida, they knew they would face some tough moments. In leading by example, the group planted seeds for a culture characterized by tenacity and resilience, but also a culture that reflects our South Florida.